Hi there, welcome to my financial markets recap for the week. It's John Bannon here from ComhlaTech.com. How are you all doing today on this sunny Friday? Before we get to the news, a little update on the system. We closed a trade earlier this week. It's a bit of a mixed bag. We had one win in the Nasdaq and a loss in the S&P. So, slightly on the negative side, but more or less a wash. However, since then the market's come down pretty hard, and particularly today, which is great for us because we've been waiting on this. And we're now in a new trade and at the close today, so we've missed the carnage today, which is what you want to do obviously, and we'll see this as a short-term bounce. We're making smaller trades in this environment because September is expected to be volatile and our forecasts are saying the same thing, so we're getting in, getting out, grabbing what we can and hoping that we'll see some more selling once we're out. So that's what you want, right? Because going into Christmas we're going to see some recovery there, I'm sure. So that's what we're looking for, and there's more volatile times coming, I'm sure. September is going to be a rocky road, possibly even part of October too, so we shall see. But when you can get in, when the market comes down hard like this, you've got a much higher probability of actually having a good trade out of it. So we'll see what happens there. So that was the system update and what happened there. So what happened in the news? Well, it was a short week this week. We had the Labour Day holiday on Monday, so there wasn't as much news as there normally is. So it was pretty quiet over the weekend as people were busy enjoying themselves in the last weekend of summer before the schools went back in North America. So certainly my children are back in school, which is really kind of odd after a year and a half, but they're actually in school in person, which is nice, but a bit of normality. So hopefully we'll keep that going and nothing gets shut down. So again, shortened week this week. The main news that came out were, the first thing I picked out was the US may default on its debt in October if the politicians don't go forward and raise the debt ceiling again. I've seen this story many times over the last number of years, over the last 10 years, since the debt ceiling keeps getting pushed higher and higher and higher. And of course what will typically happen is the politicians will be squabbling right up until the last minute before a deal's actually done. That is my experience of it so far, so I'm expecting the same kind of story up to October. The market might get a little nervous in October before they finally pass something. We shall see. Another thing in the news was the solar industry got a real shot in the arm this week. The Biden administration said that they want the solar industry to make up 50% of the US energy needs since up to 2050. So right now it's 3%. That is a lofty goal indeed, but they're obviously pushing sustainable energy, and solar in particular being 50% renewable and or completely renewable, but pushing for that renewable energy by 50% of energy needs, which is a big goal, but great news if you're in the solar business. And another news this week, the SEC is putting Coinbase on notice that legal action may be coming. Recently, the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, called crypto the Wild West, saying that it's rife with fraud, scams, and abuse in certain applications, which obviously I think most people believe it to be true, right? He's saying that he became the SEC chairman in April, so he's really wanting to make his mark here, obviously, and he's looking at the crypto world being on the dodgy side, obviously. So looking to get some regulation in place in there to manage what's going on and safeguard and put in some guardrails for investors to make sure they don't get taken advantage of in that space. And the feeling is this will set an example going after Coinbase because they are the largest US cryptocurrency exchange. So they're going after Coinbase, saying we're putting you on notice that we're not really particularly happy with the crypto space and even what you're doing, and we might be looking to do legal action against you. Coinbase is saying we're not doing anything wrong, so we'll see what happens there in the coming months. And that was following a 10% correction, big drop on crypto very recently, over the weekend I think it was. And that was after El Salvador actually made it an actual official currency. So the first country to make Bitcoin an official currency was El Salvador. So I'm sure a few will be watching that experiment and see what happens in that particular country to roll it out to other countries in the world. Bitcoin is definitely here to stay. Crypto is here to stay. Where it's going to go from here, it's still very volatile. Obviously, I mean, a 10% move in a day is a big move, so very volatile, pretty crazy. Too crazy for me personally, but each to their own, right? If you're invested in the business in crypto and you've done well, I'd tip my hat to you. It's just too wild for me. The other news this week, Facebook unveiled smart glasses. You know, remember them smart glasses? They're said to be they're now said to be the holy grail of big tech, and the space so far has been flops after flop. Like, remember Google Glass? Google Glass tried it and they lost a ton on smart glasses, and so did Snap. Snap came out and they ended up with 300,000 pairs that they couldn't even sell for AR spectacles. There's $40 million they burned through that on that particular project. And Facebook is now coming into the space, but they are actually designed by Ray-Ban and they don't actually look like smart glasses, which might actually be something that sticks. They look very interesting. You may want to check them out. I'm sure they're all over the web now. Very interesting things that people might actually wear, because the Google Glass were things, they looked like a little computer or a little glass thing coming over. It was really kind of odd and very distracting. So we'll see what happens there. But how do you use something like that when you're driving? Not really sure what's going on there, but it may actually work. So it may actually get picked up this time, because the big tech is really looking to see that space expand. It's another something next thing. They've had the watch, they've had the phone, now the glasses. We shall see. Pun intended. So that's it for me. That was the major news this week. Time Down Tools is the end of the week, and that is it from me. And thanks for watching. Take care, and bye for now.